Hi everyone, my name is Miss Rosina. Today's episode, Life in New York City in the year 2021. I still can't believe it's 2022. How the hell did that happen? You know what they say, time flies when you're having fun. So, by the way, I'm filming this January 26th, 2022. This will be aired February 1st, 2022, in a few more days. I hope you enjoyed my previous podcast. I was listening to it and I realized, wow, I say and but and fuck a lot. Not the word fuck. I should use fuck more. It's a good word. But there were some moments in the year 2020 where it was like, wow, this is really like the Twilight Zone. We're really like nobody knows what's going on. So the year 2021 happens. Ring in the new year at home. Pissed because the mayor and his wife just is dancing in Times Square while everybody's at home. It's kind of like a slap in the face. And that's how I felt. But I remember going out that day, January 1st, 2021, in the daytime, just walking around like, okay, this is a new year. We'll see what this new year brings. We'll see what happens. Because can't predict the future. That would be nice to do. But walking around and just enjoying fresh air, the sun, just walking around, just taking it all in. Like, okay, we survived 2020. Let's see what 2021 has to bring. So January 6th comes along and they invade Capitol Hill, break in. There's live footage on Facebook. Somebody, I don't even know this person, but I accidentally stumbled upon this person's Facebook page, and I guess they were like an independent journalist, and they happened to be there. I'm sure it was purposely to broadcast what was going on. And they stormed the Capitol, and this woman was filming it, and I was watching this Facebook feed. And then I glanced at another news source on the computer, and sure enough, that was happening. They were invading the Capitol Hill, and my eyes were just glued to the computer. Like, okay, the year just started. What the hell is happening? What the what? It was an unfortunate occurrence, and it will make history books. And I couldn't believe my eyes. Like, this is really, like, what the fuck? That's crazy. So before they did that, orange dude Trump, Humpty Dumpty, made his speech. Whatever speech that was, I can't remember. I didn't even watch it. But I listened to little bits and pieces, and I thought, wow, he's encouraging people to storm the Capitol. But then I second-guessed myself, like, okay, I know he was butthurt because he lost the election. That's a whole other story. I won't go into the politics. But, yeah, it was, they stormed the Capitol. I couldn't take my eyes off the computer. And then all of a sudden, headache. My head was throbbing, just throbbing. I usually don't get headaches. I think I probably got a headache because I was nervous. Like, oh my God, okay, well, what are they going to do? What's going to go on? Are they going to take over the country? And I, of course, took pain medicine and get this headache to go away. And I'm like, wow, they really did that. That really happened. And that was just insane. That was insane. And then I remember talking to somebody, and they said that occurrence was worse than 9/11. And I didn't want to argue. I didn't want to get into an altercation. I was like, huh, like, it was interesting to hear this person's viewpoint on what had happened. And then I read another viewpoint on the internet saying, it was staged. It was a false flag, one of those deals. But who knows? Who knows? I wasn't there. But that was the past. And that was DC. That wasn't in New York City, but it was still like, wow, what a way to ring in the new year is to have people do that at Capitol Hill. At any rate, I just wanted to enjoy the city in 2021, enjoy just being out and about, not being a homebody. However, in the winter months, I tend to be a homebody. Anyway, I got my cup of tea here, ginger tea to be exact, with my Phantom of the Opera cup. The message on this tea bag, the message of the day is serve all in truth, in compassion, and in grace. What a great message. So it's cold, 25 degrees out right now here in New York City. But last year, 2021, again, it was like a cluster, a whirlwind, kind of like a Twilight Zone. A memorable day was going to Times Square, February 2nd, 2021, after the big snowstorm. When they say there's a big snowstorm, it's just a couple inches here. It's hilarious. And plus, the snow here, it doesn't stick. It doesn't stay on the ground so long because the sun comes out or the rain and just washes the snow away, which is great. So anyway, so I walk around Times Square, and it legit felt like the Twilight Zone. Like, I whipped out my phone to document. It's a little side project hobby of mine. I filmed Times Square empty. Okay, it was me plus a guy in an 8-ball jacket and 2 other people and a NYPD cop. And yeah, I was like, wow. I've never been in Times Square so empty in my life. So then I walked to Bryant Park, a little more people there, snow on the ground. And I haven't done this since I was a kid. I decided to lay down in the snow and make a snow angel. And I was all bundled up and just laid there like I was a kid again, and just making a snow angel and just enjoying the moment. Plus the snow, there was a lot of snow, and plus dogs didn't piss on the snow in Bryant Park, luckily. And yeah, it was a very cold month, January, February. So February 12th of 2021, Chinese New Year in Chinatown. It was great. It was a very cold day, but it was great. It was great to see people out and about, celebrating, just enjoying the day. A lot of confetti on the ground. A lot of, I can't remember. It's like a Chinese firework. I can't remember you basically buy it at the local Chinese store for 2 for $6 or 2 for $4. They all have different prices, although it's the same product. So I bought that and just fired off the firework in the air while it shoots out the confetti. It was just so great. And plus, I've never done that before. Like, oh, what the hell? It's a good day. Plus, Chinatown's always wonderful to be around. When I did go to Chinatown in 2020, it was empty. It was heartbreaking. There was one particular moment. I can't remember the exact day. It was a summer day of 2020, maybe July or August. I'll never forget this. It was on, I want to say it was on Canal or Broadway. I can't remember the exact street. Anyway, so this this truck pulls up, parks the car. All of a sudden, a bunch of people, Chinese people, run to this truck. I realized it was a food truck. They were not walking to this truck. They were running to this truck. And my heart, like, I wanted to cry. I'm like, these people are hungry. These people, nobody visited Chinatown during the pandemic of 2020. So, sadly, a lot of people lost their businesses due to that, because the story was, oh, China, the virus came from China, and then the people didn't want to visit Chinatown. I'm glad that Chinatown, the businesses, from what I observe going back there, that I want to hope that they're doing pretty good. I hope. And they're still in business. But to witness a bunch of people running to this food truck was so sad in 2020. But then to celebrate Chinese New Year of February 2021, it was nice. And it's always great to support local businesses. It's very important, rather than the big guy, the big corporations. Because there's a lot of people lost employment. A lot of people lost lots of money, their homes, their employment. People lost loved ones due to this whole pandemic. It's truly, truly, truly heartbreaking. So February 18th, 2021, I decided to go to Central Park. It was so beautiful, so picturesque, lots of snow, very little people. Again, it felt like a Twilight Zone episode. But it was just great to be there. It's one of my favorite parks in the whole country. Definitely my favorite in the city. In this melting pot. March 11th comes along, 2021. I'm in Union Square. There's a protest. I like listening to these speakers. I like to hear what they have to say. And it's a anti-vax, anti-mandate, anti-mask type of protest. Of course, I'm filming this, hearing, what they have to say, what's, going on, and they're, anti this and anti that, and telling people what's going on. But just a lot of people just walking through Union Square, they have no care in the world, or they have to be at their destination or work. So I just stood there filming, because protesters have a right to freedom of speech. It's very important. And so I'm there just listening, and then more people came, more speakers came to, tell everybody, hey, well, this is what's going on. Mainstream media, shame on you, this and that. But, my advice there, you can't believe everything that the mainstream media says, for sure. But there's much more to watching TV, being glued to the TV. And, so that was pretty interesting to witness. And March 23rd, fast forward, March 23rd, 2021, I decided to pamper myself, to get my hair done. So I did. It was, oh boy, well, I'm trying to think. Maybe it was like early 2020 was when the last time I've been to a hair salon. So to get back into, normalcy, it was a little challenging. So to sit there in the hair salon getting my hair done, I had to think to myself, like, wow, this is really happening. I'm really getting my hair done. I'm going to get my hair dyed and cut a little bit. And it was very nice and wonderful. And I remember there was a girl sitting next to me, and she started to cry. And I think she didn't like, I'm trying to remember. Again, I was eavesdropping. I don't think she liked, no. She had to take it all in, and she just started crying. And then at the same time, I think she criticized the haircut. I'm like thinking, bitch, how lucky are you to sit there and get pampered and you're complaining? But I mean, I'm sure a lot was going in her mind. A lot was roaming in my mind too, because, my hairstylist and I were just talking about what's going on present day. She said, yeah, I have kids at home, and it was very difficult during the pandemic. I was out of employment because nobody went to the salon. But it was very nice to, it was very nice. It was a very nice experience. And it's very important to pamper yourself, to have a day, any day, to do so. So fast forward to March 25th. I had to write down my dates because I'm like that. Went downtown, walking downtown, and it was a beautiful weather day, beautiful. This was during the evening. I just wanted to go downtown, Financial District, just to take photos of the buildings, and I love old architecture. Way back when it was built, 1800s, 1700s. Walking downtown, it's pretty empty, pretty quiet. Again, it felt like, okay, this kind of feels like the Twilight Zone. And more restaurants were opening up too then. And to get seated, the rule was, oh, you must wear the mask. And then you could sit down and not wear the mask. Obviously, you can't wear a mask while eating. So April 2021, I started to bike again, because it's always great to see the city above ground rather than in the subway, because that's a little difficult to see the city in the subway. Biking around, just enjoying the weather, enjoying the exercise, the sun. It's very important to get your vitamin D. It's very important to get that fresh air, to walk outside, to bike, to get cardio. It's very important. And I can't remember the exact day, but the vaccines were coming out. Get your vaccine. Get a free donut if you get your vaccine. Get free French fries if you get your vaccine. It's like, how about give away a bag of strawberries or a bag of oranges, bag of spinach? I know I'm sounding like a health food nut here, but it's true. It's just not, sure, donuts, donuts are good, but come on. Give strawberries instead of a damn donut, or There was one story where they were giving out vaccines to people in Times Square. Turns out that the vaccines were botched. That's the story they said. Like, oh, these vaccines are no good. All the people in Times Square they got. I'm like, wow, that's terrible. That's fucked up. Who knows what they were injected with? I don't fucking know. It's crazy. Terrible. So, biking around, back to biking around and cardio. It's very important. It's very important to just be out and about rather than be inside all the time. So I bike around, walk around, take photos of flowers, different restaurant food, different meals at different restaurants, different street arts, different murals in different neighborhoods in Brooklyn, Lower East Side, different photos of different architecture. I just love taking photos. So mid-April, my family traveled here. And it was very nice to see them. And I thought, is this really happening? You're really here? Wow, that's amazing. You're really here, rather than, chatting through FaceTime or telephone talking. So I had to take it all in. Like, I had to process it. Like, hey, wow, this is really happening. You're really here. This is reality, rather than seeing people virtually. And it was very nice. It was very special, very touching, very, they stayed at JFK, the TWA hotel, and it was empty. It was empty. Very, very empty. They have a nice pool on the roof. There were people up there, and it was a beautiful day, beautiful April day. There were people up there swimming, just beautiful. And I thought, okay, good. They're not wearing a mask in the pool. They're just, to be told by media, stay inside, don't have a social life. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's psychologically not good. Media, no bueno. Not good. So May 2021, friends and I went to Coney Island. If you've never been to Coney Island, and if you've been to New York City, I recommend going to Coney Island. So much history, so much, so many attractions, games, rides. You have to ride the Cyclone. It was great. Very sunny, very beautiful day. Great to see people out and about, just enjoying life. It's very important. My birthday comes along May 5th. Decides to rain. But I wanted to go out. Damn it. It's my birthday. So I went to the city. A very cute coffee shop. Very cute tea shop. Tea and Sympathy. They have very, very good tea, very good sandwiches, and it's located in the Greenwich Village. This is not a sponsor, by the way, by them, but I just love this place. It's romantic. It's very cute. And I love that place. I just do. So I went there and then had cupcakes at home from a very good bakery. Very, very, very good cupcakes. So I want to say, what month was it? I think it was more like January or February 2021 was when I was seeing people sessioning more and more and more in person. So I still had my protocol. You have to wear the mask to see me. You must not have a cold when before seeing me. You must not have a fever or sore throat before seeing me, because I get pretty bad allergies, and it's, you know, it's contagious. I don't want to get, you know, allergies. It's not good. And I would see more people and more people and more people, and then I would turn away more people and more people and more people, because I just, why I would turn away, like for instance, somebody would ask, hey, can you spit in my mouth? Can you spit in my mouth? It's like, aren't you aware that the pandemic is still here and this COVID stuff is still contagious? Why would I want to spit in your mouth? And so a lot of people ask for that. Or foot fetish, foot worship, foot fetish. It's very erotic, I enjoy it personally. However, when I set my own boundaries, basically. I didn't want a mouth, a slave, any mouth putting his mouth on my feet. Sure, it's, you know, although I'm masked, but still, it was just my mindset. I'm like, okay, I don't want germs. I don't want anybody's saliva on my body, on my feet in particular, of course. And plus, foot fetish is very popular and it's very erotic. It's a turn on. It's sexy. It's fun, and I enjoy it. Like I said, I enjoy it personally, but at the time, I just didn't want cooties. I am a germaphobe, I must admit that. So I turned away a lot of people. And I would say, you know, when this pandemic would end, or when it would be safe again. I mean, nobody knows. I mean, what's going on currently, 2022, well, it's a whole other story, you know. It's, you know, most of the people are vaccinated. Most of the people are just, you know, either Zooming at home or in-person work. Some people I know preferred to stay at home, to Zoom at home. And then some people preferred to just hands-on, in-person, face-to-face, which is always, that's what I would prefer. But to session online rather than in person, I'd rather see people face to face in person. It's just great to actually use my hand to spank somebody, for instance, rather than tell somebody, okay, get the hairbrush and spank your own ass. At any rate, May 8th, 2021. It's been so long since I've been seen art. So there was an art walk going on in the Lower East Side, Tribeca, Soho, around there. And it was so wonderful and there were a lot of people out and about. It was Saturday. It was a little chilly that day, but there were still people out and about, and to see different artists and showcasing their work. It was very inspiring, very beautiful, different types of arts, it was so amazing, so wonderful. And so many different art galleries opened their doors for this art walk. May 13th, 2021. It's been, prior to that, it's been so long since I've been on a ferry ride. Ferry rides here are the same price as a subway ride, bus ride, 275. Went on the ferry. Let me think. I think it was from the city to Brooklyn, because there's different routes. And it was amazing. Just amazing. Just incredible. And it's so cheap to, you know, sit on a ferry and see the city on water. Just absolutely beautiful. So I haven't done that in so long. So to get back into the groove and do that again, go to an art show, art gallery, ferry, to a hair salon, just to get back into that groove. And then I visited a garden in the Bronx, the Botanical Garden, the big one in mid-May 2021. I recommend that garden. I don't go up to the Bronx much. It's far. It's far. I'd like to see more of the Bronx. I'd like to see where hip hop was born, on Sedgwick. I'd like to see, I mean, the parts of the Bronx that I've been to is just this Botanical Garden and Riverdale. That's about it. But I'd like to go to more like Dominican restaurants, or Caribbean or Southern comfort food. A lot of good restaurants I've read about in the Bronx. So this Botanical Garden, just beautiful, just absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. Again, not sponsored, but if you're into that type of, if you're into gardens, I would highly recommend this garden. And so fast forward to May 28th, I have a store called Bizarre Cinema, where I have been filming fetish films since, well, I opened the store in 2007. And that's when I started filming for the store, 2007. And every year I would film content, films, movies, clips, film, all types of different fun fetishes and kinks and role play scenarios, and just really get into it. And it's still up and running. And that day, May 28th, I decided to film with friends of mine, and they wanted to film too. And I was like, okay, this is really happening. Wow, we're really filming. We're really doing this. Because it's been so long since I've filmed for the store and filmed fetish content and all types of fun goodies that we filmed. And it was wonderful to get back into that groove. And we were all, like, we were talking about, like, are you vaccinated, this and that, are you vaccinated, because, you know, we're, at the time, New York last year, that was, you know, line after line after line of people just getting vaccinated everywhere, or receiving COVID test everywhere. At any rate, so we, you know, it was a safe, and, you know, safe space. We had a great time filming. All fun. It was all fun and great. So June, fast forward to June. Another place I recommend is the Met. When you're a resident here, you get to pay whatever you want to get into the Met. Whether it's $1 or $5, whatever you want. $10, whatever. But when you're out of state visitor, I think the fee is about like $25 or $20. But it's such a wonderful museum, and I haven't been at the Met since maybe 2019. To take it all in was really special, really special and wonderful. Like, this is wow. And there were lots of people. And when there's like lots of people at the museum, I'll admit I'd rather not see lots of people at a museum. I'd rather be at a museum where there's just only a handful of people. But a lot of people, whatever. Because, you know, people are getting back into the groove. And, yeah, so that was the Met, and I highly recommend that museum to anybody if you're into art and museum stuff. July 4th, fireworks. The Macy's firework display probably spent, I don't know, maybe $2 million on a damn, on the display, but it was, again, a lot of people. Like, who the fuck are all these people? Where the fuck do they come from? They moved to wherever the fuck to get away from the fucking virus, and then they fucking come back. That pissed me off too. And I knew they were going to come back, these people. And then I thought, oh wow, what a luxury to have two homes. Or they probably moved with their family, or they probably had a second home in Connecticut. But then I thought, oh well, how do you know that the corona is not going to get you there? So, but anyway, so it was just beautiful to witness these fireworks. It was one of the best firework displays I've ever seen in my life. It was just, wow, very long, maybe, 30 minutes, 25 minutes. It was very long, very, very long. So if you caught that on TV, I was there, and to see it down the street at the pier where I lived, oh, it was just incredible, just incredible. So, yeah, it was a great summer. A lot of people out and about enjoying, a lot of restaurants packed, a lot of bike riding, a lot of people out and about. Just, sure, there were people wearing the masks. There were people just enjoying New York City, just like myself as well. And then in June, just enjoying summer. I love summer. One of my favorite seasons, summertime. I love it. I just do. So July, we had friends coming over who visited from Chicago to New York City. And that was so great. And they're like, okay, this club is going on tonight. That club is going on tonight. This nightclub is going on tonight. And I haven't been to a nightclub in so long. So again, to get back into that groove was a little challenging. So went to a club in Brooklyn. Packed people, packed. Music, mindless techno, packed. But it was great to be with friends. It was great to just enjoy, just dance or observe, be a voyeur, just in the music, just pounding, the bass, it was the visuals, it was wonderful. And it really made me miss club life. But I'm not really much of a clubber much. I don't know. Maybe I'll get back into the groove and go into clubs more, but I don't know. We'll see. It's got to be a great music, great atmosphere, great vibes, great energy. So we went like 4 nights in a row, going out. on this July week. And then they left soon after I got sick. not the corona, but summer cold. I get seasonal allergies. It sucks. But I was sick for like a week. Clubbed for like 4 days, sick for a week. See, I got this little tickle in my throat now. But it was so great just to club and to enjoy life. And fast forward to early August 2021. Paid a visit to Chicago. See, I'm representing my White Sox. Big jug of water here. But the experience to go, well, first of all, the experience in the airport was rather interesting. Just everybody in a mask, everybody, no drama. No, I mean, yeah, it's still really like, you know, shocking to see everybody in a mask. It's like a dream, but reality. Or like a movie, but reality. So, took the flight. I, of course, you know, didn't remove the mask, although I wanted to, but didn't because of protocol with the flights and the airline. And they have their protocol that, you know, everybody must follow. You must wear the mask. So, to get to Chicago, it was so different. Born and raised there, stayed there for 36 years. And it was not the Chicago I knew. It was a different city. It was not the same. I haven't seen my other family since February 2020. That was my last trip to Chicago. And then August 2021, back to Chicago. And it was so long since I haven't been to Chicago, a year and a half. But to see family face to face rather than virtual, or it brought me joy. It was so happy, very wonderful. Plus, again, beautiful weather. That's so important. No rain. Makes a trip great when it's not rain all the time. At any rate, we're driving around my family's car, looking outside, going down Lincoln, going down Elston, going down Milwaukee, going down Belmont Division, pretty much stayed on the north side, going down Diversey, going down different streets, and it was very quiet. It was very different. I just remember saying, where is everybody? Where's everybody? Where's everybody? My family's like, they're just too afraid to go out. Or they moved away. Or they're working from home. Or they weren't downtown, because I stayed downtown. And that was different. My hotel was downtown. That was very different. There were only people on Michigan Avenue. Some on State Street. But by the government buildings, empty. Empty. Nobody out on this beautiful weekday. Forgot the day. Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, where is everybody? What the fuck? Where is everybody? It was just really strange, really. But then when you went to the waterfront, I'm sorry, the riverfront, the river walk, I mean, there were people, tourists. That was nice. Because I was like, oh, I feel like a tourist in the city I grew up in. Felt like a tourist. So, yeah, I just kept saying, where's everybody? This is not the Chicago I once knew. So, let me think. It was like one of the nights I was scheduled to see friends. I haven't seen, them for quite some time. And we went to Wicker Park at a rooftop. I've never been to this place. They're like, hey, let's check it out. Okay, cool. Go to the rooftop, see the city at nighttime. Just beautiful. Just absolutely gorgeous. And just, take it all in. Like, wow, it's just so beautiful. This architecture that's downtown Chicago over there. Beautiful. Then we went to a club, speakeasy, bar, whatever it is, lounge. I can't remember the name, but it was on Division, Wicker Park. Had a great time with friends, drinking, enjoying music, enjoying company, great atmosphere. And then it was time to leave. Like, okay, I'm tired. We're all tired. We cross Division to our vehicle, my friend's vehicle. And then so we crossed. We get to the sidewalk. 2 cars zoomed past, going 80 miles an hour, going west on Division. Very dark outside. It was 2, not cars, there were 2 trucks, white truck and another truck. And then all of a sudden, pop, 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 pop. My jaw dropped. First, when they zoomed past, I thought they were just drag racing. Fucking around. Nope. The guy was driving for his life. The truck following, the truck chasing the white truck. Boy. Well, the truck was shooting at the other truck, basically. And growing up in Chicago, you would hear gunshots. You would hear it. And still you do. But to see it at such close range, I froze. And I thought, oh my God, we could have got hit. But we crossed at the right time. Just fate, I guess. No, I know it was fate. So the one truck was shooting at the other truck. SUV, just driving for his life. And I'll never forget that. Boy. And then I thought, oh my God, he's gonna die. Then I thought, maybe he'll survive. Maybe he'll get lucky. And then about 5 minutes later, finally you hear the sirens, the cops. And I'm sitting in my friend's car, just not saying a word. When my friends were like, yeah, let's grab a bite to eat. I'm like, okay, I'm in for the ride. Although witnessing that, I just wanted to get the fuck out of Chicago. I just wanted to come back to New York. But it's not the city I once knew. And the next day, saw lots of friends, which was so wonderful and much needed. And it was at another place in Humboldt Park. And it was on Division. And I'm like, okay, today's going to be a good day. Today, nothing's going to happen. It's going to be fine. You know, yesterday was actually 12 a.m. It's the same day that this was Wednesday going to Thursday, I want to say. And then later on Thursday is when I saw my other friends. So I told them all about what happened. And my other friend was like, okay, let's all just sit outside and not in the bar. Because, you know, it was just, you know, he was not comfortable with being inside of a bar environment with pretty good music. And I totally understand. And I was totally cool with it. And luckily they had patios where, and pretty much we were the only ones just taking over the patio, and it was wonderful. It was so wonderful to see people face to face. One friend was very, and she still came out, but she was afraid of driving on the highway. She said, yeah, don't you know what's going on the highways here in Chicago? I said, yeah, I heard about it from my family. And thank you so much for coming out. And I'm sorry that you felt so uncomfortable with driving on the highway. And I could tell that she was shaken up. And then there was another friend that came out, and she was also shaken up, like, what's going on? And I could sense the anxiety in her voice and her body language, and I just wanted to hug her, say it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. Just take a breather, breathe. It's gonna be okay. I'm getting shaken up just talking about it, because what they've witnessed in Chicago during the pandemic and the increase of gun violence and increase of murders, it's not right. They don't have the right fucking people running Chicago. I'm not going to mention names. But the city needs to be cleaned up. It has to be cleaned up. Fast forward to September 2021 here in New York City. Had another friend from Chicago visit. It was wonderful to see him. Wonderful to have another Chicago buddy come on over. And he had said, I want to go to Coney Island. All the times he's been to New York, he's never been. Okay, let's hop on the train, go to Coney Island. And it was really great. It was very, very hot that day at the ocean, boardwalk. Just, oh, I love it. I love Coney Island. It's a wonderful place. There's no place like it, actually. No place. And just to, you know, have another Chicago friend over. It's always great to see people face to face rather than the Facebook. October of 2021, it was time for me to move. It's a very long story, but it was a blessing in disguise. And I had a lot of issues with the management of the building. So the whole month of October pretty much was looking for properties. Here it's so different to find apartments because of the market competitiveness And so I met with realtor after realtor after realtor after realtor, and then answering to different ads. Saw a place in Williamsburg, another place in Williamsburg. It was just not good. I mean, the photos look good on the computer, but in person it was a different story. And also it's great to see how big the place is, because here in New York, these fucking apartments can be very small and they can have lots of flaws. So my previous place in Brooklyn had lots of flaws. I'm like, I don't need flaws. I don't need headaches. I don't need drama from noisy neighbors, nothing like that. Bad management, very shady management. So I'm like, fuck this. And plus, it's always good to change environment or look or whatever you want. It's always good to have a change. So I needed that change. But it's a very long story, and it wasn't, it was just not what I had expected. The difficulty, so I didn't know it was going to be so damn difficult. When it was different when I moved here in 2018, it felt pretty simple. Like, okay, cool. I met with a realtor when I moved here and got the apartment in Brooklyn, bada bing, bada boom. Signed the paper. But fast forward to 2021, it's very competitive. And yeah, so saw a few places in Williamsburg I did not approve. Saw a place in Crown Heights. I'm just not really familiar much. I would rarely go to Crown Heights, like only for like a couple of restaurants. I don't know anybody that lives in Crown Heights, but I ended up seeing a place in Crown Heights, and it was very big. However, there were a lot of flaws. So I'm like, yeah, no. no, not happening. Then saw some places in the city. And there was one place, it was on West Street, downtown, and it was beautiful, but it was too small. Another place in the city, beautiful, too small, same thing. Another place in the city, beautiful, too small. These realtors are sticklers too. They're like, come on. You want it? It's like, no, it's about me, not about you. Sure, you need to make your money. However, it's important for me to, find a place where I feel comfortable with. So now I live in Queens. So there was a place that I saw in Queens, and I basically say it's a shoebox in the sky. It was just too small, and it was a condo in the sky, 9th floor. And I'm like, no, not for me. But I didn't tell the realtor that. I was like, I'll get back with you. But that day, a rainbow, just beautiful. It drizzled first, and then the drizzling stopped. Then the rainbow came out. Beautiful, gorgeous. And then a week later, I saw this place in Queens. First, I was not going to come to this place because I had another place booked in Bushwick. So I ended up seeing both places. I'm like, okay, I could squeeze this place in at, I forgot the time. But the place in Bushwick I saw, yeah, no. It was like a warehouse, 4-story walk up, a warehouse converted into loft. And I'm like, I can't see myself living here. And luckily, I didn't pick the place. I picked this place. Queens, I'm not, like, before I would only go to, like, a couple parts of Queens. Not like I would go all over Brooklyn or all over the city, but Queens, a couple parts. So I'm still getting adjusted to Queens. And it's nice, it's cute, it's a lot of restaurants, a lot, oh, what's very important is to live by a train. It's very important. And to live here, you don't really need a car. It's too expensive, for one. Parking is a bitch. Insurance is a motherfucker. And, yeah, people rely on the public transportation. So November 2021, still getting situated here. I still am too, current day, getting adjusted to this new environment. Still kind of feel like an outsider around here. Just so different, so not what I'm used to. But I dig it, and it's a neat neighborhood. Lots of restaurants, convenient for transportation. And yeah, I never thought I would live in Queens, but here I am. Plus, you would see Queens in the movies, like Goodfellas, Coming to America. Great movies, by the way. And yeah, still getting situated, spending lots on Amazon items for the home. And yeah, Amazon purchases after Amazon purchases. But it's great to, like, start fresh for the new year at a different place. But yeah, so December 2021, I took a trip to Florida to see more family. I didn't want to go to Chicago. I just don't like Chicago in the winter times. Plus of what had happened in August 2021, I'm just not ready to go back just yet. But I'm rooting for spring or summer of 2022. I'm not sure when exactly. So I took the trip to Florida. Everybody in the mask, of course, on the plane, in the airport. But when you get to Florida, it's a totally different world than up here. People there were some people wearing the mask. But you did not have to go to a restaurant and show your vaccine card, which was great to me. And just totally different world. And I also really wanted to see the ocean, the Gulf, just step in the Gulf of Mexico. And I did. And it was just so wonderful to see people rather than on Facebook, and to step in the Gulf of Mexico and to enjoy the beautiful, beautiful weather. And I thought to myself, wow, can I really live down here? Sometimes I like to do that. Like, okay, I'm in New Orleans, I'm in Las Vegas, I'm in San Francisco. So I try to picture myself living in those locations. And Florida, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying no to Florida. I love the weather in Florida, only in the winter. When it's winter up here, I like to go down there when it's beautiful to get away from the cold. However, I don't like Florida when it's swamp weather, swamp feelings, swamp, just blah, hurricane season. It's a different type of humidity down there. I really am affected by weather. I get seasonal depression. I don't like it. And yeah, but to go to Florida, I would love to go to Florida again because this weather sucks balls. So Christmas, I spent Christmas in Florida. And that was the first. I've never spent Christmas in Florida. And And then I felt guilty because I couldn't be with my family up in Chicago. And I sat in the hotel room just weeping, very sad on Christmas Day. And I don't usually get that sad on Christmas Day, but I was so sad in this hotel room on Christmas Day, although I was spending time with family in Florida. I wanted to also spend time with family in Chicago. I can't be in both places unless I have a clone. That would be a trip. At any rate, I had to snap out of it. Like, okay, come on, snap out of it. Beautiful weather. Why am I so sad? Also restaurants down there. I'm used to, like, New York, beauty of New York, lots of restaurants are open on the holidays. Every day, 24/7. But Florida's a different story. So it's time for lunch, Christmas Day, sit down in the patio, and a Karen says, "We've been waiting first. We were here first." Oh, boy. And I'm thinking, no, I'm not getting into an altercation with her on Christmas Day. So I just sat there at the patio, and then I could overhear her bitching at the server. And I thought, okay, say something to me, server, say something to me. Didn't say anything. And then the sun, it was not in the shade, it was like directly in the sunlight. And I was starting to feel like, ugh. Although I love the sun, I was just like, oh, I don't like the sun beaming on me. I need an umbrella. See, I'm not a Karen, I'm not a diva. I want what I want. So I ended up getting up and just leaving. I didn't even order food. I just left. Like, fuck this. So they could have their stupid little table. So I got back to New York and went to a Broadway show, December 30th, 2021 to be exact. Saw David Byrne on Broadway. Great show, American Utopia. Sound like a sponsor already, but I'm not. I'm being paid by them to shout out their show. But it was a wonderful show. Just beautiful, wonderful. But I sat there. And the opening song, I can't remember the song. Shit. It'll come to me. I sat there watching, and I haven't been to a Broadway show quite some time. Late 2019 or early 2020, I can't remember. So December 30th, 2021, seeing a show on Broadway, just like, wow, I'm here. Wow, this is happening. This is reality. And to see the first song, him with his band perform, tears just started running down my face. And I don't do this in public. and then wore the mask, because, that's the whole requirement, gotta wear the mask, see the show, whatever. So, and then I thought, okay, nobody's gonna see me. Self-conscious about that. But I just couldn't stop with these tears. Tears of, wow, I'm really at this Broadway show, watching this live. This is reality. And I was supposed to see the show before my Florida trip, but they canceled it. I think because more and more Broadway performers were getting the COVID, and then for more different shows on Broadway, more different performers were getting the COVID, so they just shut down production on lots of shows, which is very sad and unfortunate, and hopefully these people are okay, I hope. But it's very sad that they got the COVID and they can't perform because the show has ceased. And I remember there was a fundraiser 2020 where they were fundraising for performers of Broadway that were out of work, which I find really incredible that they did fundraised. And also in 2020, I find it really incredible that a whole bunch of animals were adopted. And I love stories like that, and I'm so happy that these people adopted pets, cats, dogs, whatever. Just amazing. Yeah, so that was 2021, just kind of a whirlwind, Twilight Zone, Groundhog Day. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for listening. And if you would like to tell me how your year was, you're more than welcome to. I'd like to hear your story.